turned around its financial performance. And given that it has got a reasonably good capital adequacy, as well as there is good amount of loan growth, the cost of funds has been easing up, and we are seeing a softer interest rate environment coming forward, with the RBI most likely to drop interest rates by another 0.25%. So all these positive factors are actually good for Yes Bank, and we should see some amount of growth coming in from this bank. So if you are a long-term investor, definitely makes sense to hold on to your investment.
Okay, so that's with regards to Yes Bank is what we are looking at. Srinivas, I hope that answers your query. Coming to the next one is from Arun, who's writing to us from Gurgaon. His question is regarding Whirlpool, wants to understand whether the current market price is the right time to enter in this particular counter, considering that he's looking at a 15% of a CAGR growth going forward for a long-term perspective is what we are seeing. If you just pull out Whirlpool's chart and see the last 5 days of action as well, we are looking at a dip of around 16%. And a lot is attributable to the promoter stake sale also, which has taken place. There's been a reduction in the promoter share holding from that levels is what we are seeing. So on the back of it, Lancelot, just coming to you, want to understand the overall fundamental picture of Whirlpool India, whether it's an attractive buy at the current levels?
If you look at the quarterly sales numbers this quarter, when Whirlpool announced its results, its sales were about 1,647 crores. So that is a little bit on the lower side as compared to the previous year. So you're not seeing a significant growth base immediately, but maybe with the GST cuts, you could see some amount of benefit in terms of sales growth. But also what was a little bit disturbing in the last quarterly results was there was a drop in the EBITDA margins as well as in the net profit margins. So net profits were down. Net profit was down almost 20% in this quarter. And the management outlook was that things will improve going forward. But even then, a large drop, and it's quoting at almost 30 times earnings. It looks a little expensive at this point in time. While the stock has corrected significantly, from its highs, it still is expensive for an investment at this point in time.
Okay, so expensive valuations is what one should be concerned about with the Whirlpool India. But going to the next caller, it's Karthik who's calling to us from Bengaluru. Hi Karthik, how can we help you today?
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a query on Apollo Microsystems. I just watched the interview which was aired 30 minutes before, and I wanted to check if I can add more for my current portfolio, if I can add some more shares, and I'm looking at that long term.
Karthik, just want to understand from the conversation that you just watched on the show today, what was that particular piece that stood out for you?
Which is with regard to the defense order, which they talked about.
Right. So it's on the order book trajectory, and a long-term picture is what you're looking at, right, ahead?
That's right.
Okay.
Yes,
so Lancelot, coming to you on something like a Apollo Micro, they have a 785 crore of an order book. That's the last order book number that we've seen. Significant order inflows expected. This is from BrahMos as well as Project Kusha, as well as some more orders from the QRSAM, from BEL also coming in picture. So considering that while the order pipeline is healthier for the company, the main question is on valuations and on execution as well. So they're projecting a 40 to 50% of a revenue CAGR, but what is your outlook on this particular stock?
So I think from a valuation perspective, all the positives are already factored in, and valuations are very rich at this point in time. So given that, everything is already factored in, and probably, if there's any delays in execution, the execution risk still remains while the order book has been quite healthy. So I would say that, it's better to wait, and, if the stock does correct, then it might become an attractive option. At this point of time, I think everything is fully priced in at the moment.
Well, that's on Apollo Microsystem. It's a stock that's done well for its investors over the past few months. But definitely the last 1 year return now starting to have that impact, and there you go, over 168% returns in the last 1 year. But the next question is coming on Union Bank. Ananda Kumari from Hyderabad is asking this question. She's holding 6,000 shares at 147, asking right now if she should hold on, or again can hold up to the budget essentially for a reasonable appreciation. Swati, let me come to you on this one. What would you recommend on Union Bank? Does the trajectory continue from the current levels?
Yes, definitely. The technical setup is really positive at the current market price as well. From the last few months, we are witnessing that this particular stock is trading in upward rising channel and well placed above all the important moving average. So setup is really positive. I'm looking for a target of at least 168 to 172 levels on the higher side delta budget levels. So you can definitely hold on at the current market price. If you want to keep any kind of a profit stop losses, 150 is acting as a very crucial support levels provided by its cluster swing supports level. So keep 150 as your profit stop loss and you can carry your long positions for a target of 170 to 172 levels.
Okay, so that's regarding Union Bank is what we are looking at. That's a technical view that we have for you. But now moving on to the next caller, it's Ramesh who's calling us from Hyderabad. Hi Ramesh, how can we help you today?
Hi, team. Good morning. So I have one query on the Godrej Agro.
Right.
So I wanted to add into my portfolio. So is it the right time to entry for long term?
Any particular reason that it's this you're interested in Godrej Agro? Any fundamental drivers that you have in place?
I wanted to add this as a portfolio diversification. I don't have
Okay.
any
Okay.
stock under this sector.
Okay, let me go across to Lancelot for his view with regards to Godrej Agro. If this is the perfect stock in the particular segment that we are seeing for diversification, or from the chem space, you'll select something else.
So I would, think that this is a good stock to accumulate. Even at this range, the stock had probably hit a high of 850. And while it does seem a little expensive, even at the current, price earnings, it's about 30 times its earnings. But because of the high growth sector, it is built into, valuations are looking good over the next 2 years because it's a growth sector. And one should probably try to accumulate this at declines. I think over a period of time, one will get good returns going forward.
Got it. We have another caller now coming from Bengaluru. Venkatesh dialing in for a stock query. Venkatesh, very good morning. What's your query?
Good morning. My query is with respect to Geofinance.
Uh-huh.
I am holding 6,000 shares at an average price of 304,
Okay.
which is sitting with a marginal profit. I would like to know whether I can add some more.
Okay, you're looking to add some more in. And do you have a decent holding period, Venkatesh? If you buy it right now, can you hold on for some more time?
Maybe 1 year. Maybe
1 year?
Maybe 1 year I can hold. One
Okay.
year, yes.
Let me go across to Lancelot then. Lancelot, on Geo Financial, Venkatesh is already sitting at a profit of almost 10,000 rupees. Would you recommend adding more right now?
So I would not recommend adding more, because if you look at valuation wise, the stock is really highly valued. All the positives about BlackRock coming in as a partner and its launching of the various, schemes under the mutual fund industry and the new products that BlackRock is likely to bring into Geo, these are all priced in. So from here, unless the profitability of the company goes up dramatically, there could be some negative surprises and that could lead to a price correction in terms of re-rating of the stock on the downside. So at the moment, it seems to be this is purely a sentiment and a momentum-driven company. Till the financials start to justify the valuations, I think one should just wait and stay invested, but do not add any more of these prices.
Okay, the next stock that we're going to be discussing is Allied Blenders, and that's something that Mohan wants to know about. Hi Mohan, how can we help you regarding this?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to know whether can I add some more shares or anything. What will be the outlook of this for 1 year perspective?
Okay, Mohan, currently you hold about 14 shares, right?
Yeah, I hold 14 shares at the rate at 649. So I just want to know what is the prospect whether I can add this my more shares for 1 year.
Okay.
Long-term perspective.
Okay, Swati, let me come to you on something like Allied Blenders. He's holding 14 shares, and since then it's not seen much of a movement. So considering he has a 1 year time frame, what would your outlook be?
See, at the current level, looking towards the chart setup, I'm not really positive on this particular stock because I believe that the selling pressure is likely to be seen and it's likely to be carried forward in the near-term future levels as well. The stock might find out a very good support nearby 570 to 550 levels. If it comes to that zone levels, then we can definitely think about it averaged out positions, but not at the current levels. Positive momentum can be seen into this particular counter only. It's manages to give the breakout of a 630 levels, which is acting as a strong resistance levels. Any move above above that level, we'll only see some sort of a positive move, which will take a stock towards to at least 660 to 670 levels. So avoid this particular counter at the CMP. Let the stock find out the support levels by near the mentioned levels as such.
Okay, Mohan, I hope that answers your question. But before we take on more stock queries, it's time that we take a deep dive into what's happening with the F&O market setup and the queue shaping up for trade today. We have Sharad joining us to give us a snapshot for the trade.
Anushi, the global cues and even the domestic macros, they are weighing in on the markets. You could say the sentiment is coming towards a technical pause. It's healthy, but of course, there might be a range-bound movement in the markets. Looking at Sensex, the key constituents, a sea of red coming in, but the pressure is coming from the banking names. This includes ICICI Bank and your HDFC Bank. Apart from this also, remember that Asian Paints and Bajaj Finance, they are trying to hold the fort. Moving ahead, let's look at where the action is coming, where it comes to the overall futures open interest. That's largely decent coming in, but the Sensex itself is down near the 85,300 level marks, and we see the congestion zone is largely coming in this 85,300 odd levels. We expect a tight range in the day's trade going ahead. Also, let's look at the BankX. Over here also we are seeing some kind of a pressure coming in the larger names. These are the smaller ones with the constituents with the larger two names, HDFC and ICICI Bank. They are dragging this index down as well. Let's put out the overall contracts, and most of the action has been shifted to a higher put writing as well. Let's look at the stocks where the focus is on. The long build-up is coming in Union Bank and Vodafone Idea. And looking at the short covering candidates, they include IDFC First and PNB. A lot of banking names are buzzing in trade. Apart from that, if you look at the long unwinding, Nuvama and Sammaan Capital come from this list. And lastly, I'd like to point out the key short build-up happening in Indian Bank and Max Financial. Entire analysis has been on the BFSI space as we go into the RBI MPC meet as well. So this is the action happening in this F&O space.
Well, thanks so much for that, Sharad. But let's put a focus now on a key stock. So Sheila Bilari is asking a question on Bajaj Housing Finance. I mentioned it's a key stock. It's down almost 7 to 8%. Has hit a new low today post-listing, because you do have to know that there's a lot of investors has bought into it at elevated levels between 130 and 160. Unfortunately, Sushila is also one of them. She's bought it at 133 and 1,600 shares is what she's holding right now. So she is sitting at a loss of about almost 57,000 rupees. And she's asking if, what is the company's situation. So Sushila, as well as for the others, because we have got a few queries on this company, there has been a stake sale by Bajaj Finance, which is the promoter holding, of almost 2%, and that's leading to the pressure on the counter today. It has seen some recovery from the day's low of almost 95 odd rupees, but it's a key one. Lancelot, let me come to you, and I'll probably come to Swati as well on this one. But Lancelot, first to you, what would you recommend investors to do with Bajaj Housing Finance? Firstly, for those who are already invested in the counter like Sushila at almost 133 rupees per share, is it a good time to add? What would you recommend in terms of valuation post hitting a very high level of almost 155 per share?
I think, the stock initially did see a lot of buying interest from long-term investors, after its IPO. Generally, it did rally up to 155 levels. But at the given price, the fact that the promoters have to reduce their holding by 2% through the market in order to comply with the exchange listing requirements, it gives an opportunity for investors also to accumulate some of the stocks at lower volumes. Because if you look at the valuations, it has seen an improvement in both revenues in this quarter as well as net profit margin improved. The EBITDA margins also improved. So you are seeing all-round improvement in the performance of the company. The sector, housing finance sector, is again going to see a further, boom period, given that we may see some lower interest rates from RBI, as well as the cost of funds for Bajaj Housing Finance would also come down with the lowering of interest rates as well. And with the initial, with the measures by the government in terms of, reducing the tax liability for people with income about 12 lakhs, that could also spur, some amount of investment in people buying their first home. And so I think that from a longer term perspective, Bajaj Housing Finance is in a sector or industry that's going to grow in double digits. And you can see this company also doing better than industry growth. But the question is, at this point of time, valuations were a little expensive. You've seen this correction. That becomes an opportunity to add to your portfolio.
Swati, a very quick view on Bajaj Housing Finance. Would the charts concur with what Lancelot is saying on the fundamental side?
Yes, from the last 2 years, we are continuously witnessing a selling pressure in this particular stock. And as of now, the stock has entered into the oversold zone, which indicates that the downside is limited and we might witness some sort of a turnaround in this particular counters. I believe that the 90-95 levels will act as a crucial support levels and the bounce back rally can be expected towards 210-220 levels. So no need to worry and no need to book the losses at the lower end. Just hold on for some more period of time. Definitely you will get a chance to book your profits down the line towards to 120 to 125 levels. So it's all from hand.
Well, that's Swati's view as well on Bajaj Housing Finance. But time now, viewers, for the first round of a rapid fire for the show. Swati as well as Lancelot request you to keep your answers on buy, sell, hold so that we can take as many queries as possible. The first one is an open-ended one for Swati. Balaji from Chennai is asking one stock he can enter for the next 3 months. Swati?
Definitely, Siemens looks very positive at the current market price, so one can definitely go for a long positions for at least a target of at least I'm looking forward for the 3600 levels.
Okay, from the last 3 years, Jagdish holds 2,000 shares of Keynes Tech, wants to understand, and this is at the price of 745, wants to understand whether he should continue to hold or sell at these levels. Lancelot, your view?
I think hold at this level.
Cipla, Gul is holding at 1497, a 1-year view, Lancelot.
One should buy the stock if you're not holding it. If you're holding it, continue to hold. Otherwise, you can even look to add.
Jai Krishnan has shares of Vabak at the price of 1499, and this is for a period of 6 months that we're looking at. Should he continue to hold or shift to some other stock? Swati, your view?
I will suggest to hold on for a target of 1450 to 1500 levels.
The next one is coming on Muthoot Finance, holding 1500 shares. He's not mentioned the buy price. Should he continue to hold, Lancelot?
Yes, he should continue to hold.
Ramana holds 50 shares of Ultratech Cement at a price of 11,874. Wants to know whether she should continue to hold for the next 1 year. Lancelot, your view?
I would continue to hold. This is a very strong company fundamentally as well.
City Union Bank or Kotak Mahindra Bank, a good time to enter either of these stocks, Lancelot?
I think Kotak Mahindra Bank might make a lot of sense at this point in time. It's much larger than City Union Bank, so one should opt for Kotak Mahindra.
Soma Shekhar has 300 shares of RVL Bank at 262. Wants to continue to hold it. Swati, your view?
Definitely, you can hold on for a target of 330 to 340 levels.
Newland Lab, is it the right time to enter right now, Swati?
No, I will not suggest to take a long positions. Wait for some more time. Any dips towards to at least 16,000 levels, one can definitely move for now.
Pavitran is holding 1,800 shares of Bank of Maharashtra at 59.75. Wants to understand whether to sell at these levels. Swati, your view?
I will not suggest to sell this particular long positions. Hold on for a target of 60 to 62 levels.
Okay, well, that brings us to the end of this first round of rapid fire that we are looking at. So far, we've solved about 20 queries or so. But viewers, do stay tuned in. A lot more stock queries that will be answered. So keep watching NDTV Profit.
Mumbai is crazy in terms of traffic. You have to be very creative. By the way, just like even tech cannot predict Mumbai traffic. We made a kind of beautiful business here, and it's ready, just like we are ready to pass it. In India, trust is actually key to the success, and the more just like you build the trust, the more you will succeed. Regarding the brand name, if I may say that we made a mistake.
The NDTV Profit has come a long way.
You are the new schools and colleges which people are getting access to education from.
ने बढ़िया आपके काम किया, आपके तो नाम में ही प्रॉफिट लगा हुआ भाई.
In the world of money and markets, the real currency is clarity.
So you guys have democratized information, and I think first you seeded the market, now the market is seeding you back out there.
Decisive, discerning, distinct. NDTV Profit isn't just business news.
We are like visiting faculty occasionally who come and get a chance to share what we can, but I think it's a great service.
It's the new language of markets, and the voices that move markets know it. Understand markets, decode money through the masters who shape them.
I think you're trying to get knowledge to smaller cities and towns, making it simple for retail investors. I think what you're doing is also contributing to the Indian capital markets and Indian economy.
When leaders speak of markets, they speak to NDTV Profit.
The NDTV Profit has come a long way since it was relaunched.
I hope you're watching NDTV Profit a lot.
Absolutely, you can come to my office and you can see.
Neeraj, Tamanna and the entire Profit team is also working super hard on building a world-class financial news product. And therefore, it's good that you're watching, and I hope you can see some churn and improvement as well.
No, absolutely. I think the NDTV Profit has
Hi, welcome back to Ask Profit. We continue to solve a lot more queries and do continue to continue sending them as well to us. But let's take in the next one on WhatsApp, and it's an interesting one. Nageshwar Rao wants to buy either Rolex rings as well as something like a Schaeffler right now. Each 100 shares is what he wants to buy. He's asking if it's a good time to enter either of these stocks at the current levels. Lancelot, what would you recommend Nageshwar to do?
I think at this level, I would still look at Schaeffler as an option to enter and accumulate. The stock has probably not done really well over the period. But if you look at the economy beginning to improve and the demand for bearings actually will go up in line with economic improvement, and Schaeffler has already set up a huge infrastructure as well as capacity. So now it will be able to use that increased demand to get some better operating leverage. So Schaeffler would be a reasonably good opportunity to buy at this point of time.
Okay, so that's regarding Schaeffler that we are looking at. But the next question is from Chirag Chain. His query is regarding HBL Engineering. He's got it at the cost of 700 or so. If you look at HBL Engineering, it's had a stellar run in this particular year, but in the last month or so, it started seeing that correction mode, and that is what even Chirag has pointed at. That if you just look at the current levels, it started in this bearish mode. So is what we are seeing. So what's the outlook for this? Is what he wants to know. So Lancelot, let me come down something like a HBL Engineering as well, considering that it was a news flow on the basis of it getting the first application for Kavach 4.0 is what we are seeing. What's your view with this?
I think the news that they got the order for, or they got the preferential thing for Kavach 2.0 was very positive for the company, but it has driven the momentum, the price up on huge volume. So in terms of valuation, the stock is really very expensive. And even the management in its quarterly commentary came out and said that probably this time's quarterly results cannot be expected every quarter or going forward. These kind of earnings are a bit lumpy, and we have seen probably the best results for the company in the last quarter. And on the back of that news, you are seeing some correction. So the stock is expensive, needs to correct a lot before it becomes an attractive investment opportunity.
Got that, Lancelot. We have another caller. It's actually an international one dialing in all the way from Tokyo. Nagendra has a stock query for us. Nagendra, thanks so much for dialing in to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Hi, very good morning, everyone. I should say thanks for your great show. My query is Z Entertainment related. I have 1,566 shares at an average price of 114. My query is whether is it right time to average or should I wait for long? Okay. If averaging is not at all a right thing, then can I buy more standard class shares or clean sign shares?
Got it. Well, firstly, Nagendra, thanks so much for the compliments. We appreciate you dialing in for a stock query as well. Quick couple of questions. The Z Entertainment, have you recently entered because it's close to the price that it's trading right now? So have you recently entered the stock?
I entered a bit high price. I was doing averaging. By doing that averaging, I came to this price.
So when did you first buy into this counter?
I bought around 108. That was my initial price.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Lancelot, on Z Entertainment, it's a tough counter. Stock's not done too well. Fundamentals haven't been too good. would you recommend Nagendra to shift out and buy something like Clean Science he's mentioned? Any other stock that you like also, if you can recommend?
So, given that Z Entertainment is facing a lot of challenges, it has to keep on investing in new content for its platform, and that requires a lot of cash to be put into the company. It's not getting the benefit in terms of ad revenues, as well as you are seeing a decline in terms of its reach. So I think given this overall decline in the situation of the company, it's going to be very difficult for the company to turn around. So one should definitely look at exiting this stock, because you can put the balance capital after exiting into some better use. If you are looking at sectors, I think one should look at companies in the two-wheeler space or in four-wheeler like Mahindra's, where you are seeing that there is good growth. The upside is definitely visible, while valuations may be a little bit on the expensive side, but it still will give you good returns over the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay, the next query that we are seeing is from Shrikant, who's writing to us from Hyderabad. He's holding Paytm since December of 2021, 100 shares at an average price of 1376. Finally, he's reached at those levels where he bought the shares at. So just wants to understand whether he should continue to hold or take an exit from this counter. Swati, what would your view be regarding this one?
My view is positive at the current market price. I'm looking for a target of at least 1440 to 1460 levels on the high sides. The counter is trading in a upward rising channel, which is a very positive indication if you want to keep any kind of a stop loss. 1330 is acting as a crucial support level. So by keeping that as a stop loss, you can hold on the long positions for a target of 1440 to 1450.
Got it. That's on Paytm. The next query that's coming in is from Satyan. He's interested to buy Sundaram Fasteners. He's also a regular viewer and asking if he's since he's currently short on cash, can he sell out Mahanagar Gas and Office that he holds? He's in losses on both those counters, not mention the buy price, and he can hold on to Sundaram Fasteners for the next 12 to 18 months. Lancelot, would you recommend that trade?
I think you can definitely hold on to Sundaram Fasteners, and the other two companies which are not doing too well, one should then look at exiting those and switch the funds to Sundaram Fasteners.
Okay, so that's with regards to Sundaram Fasteners is what we are looking at. The next query is from Ahmad, who's writing to us from Delhi. He has 100 shares of LIC Housing Finance. And this is something that he's entered over 20 years ago, which became 500 after stock split. Wants to understand whether he should book profit at these current levels or keep holding it. It's a particular long time frame that we are looking at for LIC Housing Finance. Lancelot, what would your take be with regards to this?
So I think since he's making a good profit, and if you look at valuation perspective, the stock is, has moved up for a while. So one can look at booking profits, and moving to other investment opportunities.
Okay, so that's what we're seeing for LIC Housing Finance. With that, let me go across to the next caller. It's Arvind, who's calling to us from Telangana. Hi, Arvind. How can we help you today?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
My query is Anantaraj. What level buying price? Anantaraj.
So you're looking for a long-term outlook on this one, more than a 2-year, 3-year perspective?
Minimum 1 year.
Minimum 1 year is what you're seeing. Swati, let me come to you on this one then. What would your view be with regards to Anantaraj?
My view at the current level is a little bit cautious because from the last few months, from the last 3 months, we are continuously witnessing a selling pressure from 750 to now 550 levels. I believe this rally is likely to be extended and stock will fall down towards to 500, 510 levels. So that is there in this particular counters. I believe wait for some more time. If the counter finds out a very good support here by 500 to 510 levels, at that point of time, you can definitely take a long position. That's a fresh long position. And from there onwards, we can witness some sort of a bounce back rally towards to 580 to 600 levels. So wait for some more time to take a fresh long positions.
Got it. The next counter that is on our radar is Regal Resources. It is a recent listing. Let's pull up the chart sense listing and see how the counter is doing, because our viewer Ram has actually invested at 144. So he is currently sitting at a considerable loss right now of almost 57,000, asking if we should average or exit this particular counter. Swati, I know it's a limited time frame, but someone who's seen a 26% loss on this counter, what should they do?
I will suggest not to book the losses at the current market price, because from the since October we are facing a strong selling pressures. A small bounce back rally can be expected in this particular counter, which will take a stock towards 90 to 95 levels. So I will suggest sell on right strategy should be implemented, because at the current levels the stock is trading nearby the oversold zone, which indicates that the depth is limited and we might witness some sort of a positive move at the higher levels. So hold this particular counter, any momentum, positive momentum towards to 90-95 level, that can be that opportunity can be grabbed to exit the long positions.
Okay, so that's the view we are seeing with regards to Regal Resources. But before we go to the next query, let's see what's happening on the next show. That's Know Your Company. And here's your clue. Now, it's a bank that we're going to be looking at, and it's one of India's oldest private sector banks that we are seeing, which was incorporated way back in 1904, and it's on track for a strong third quarter growth, with the share price also on the upside. So do take a guess on which bank are we talking about. Tell us on our social media platforms as well, and let's see who gets it right. So that's on KYC that we're seeing. Do stay tuned on 11:30 to find out which company we are talking about. But moving to the next query, it's from Vijaya, who's writing to us from Bangalore. He's holding 1,200 shares of IGI, that's International Gemological Institute. He's bought it at the levels of 411. Wants to understand whether he should continue to hold or buy this one for a period of next 1 year. Lancelot, coming to you on something like a IGI, what is your view with regards to that?
I think, the stock is currently valued much above its, fundamentals. And given that it's trading at a high P and he's at a marginal loss, I think it's time that he should exit from the stock and, look to deploy the capital elsewhere.
We have another counter now, and it's a small one. So Swati, I'm not sure if you track it. Food-ins is what the query is, and the query is largely because he's holding at 127. So he's currently sitting at a loss because the counter is down to 77 rupees. What would you recommend? Any view on the chart, Swati?
Yeah, at the current levels, definitely view is little bit positive. We might witness some sort of a trend change in this particular stock, because from the last 2 years, continuously downtrend has been witnessed. Now the stock has almost find the double bottoms nearby 72 to 73 levels, and from slowly and steadily we are witnessing a positive momentums. Not drastically upside can be seen into this particular stock, but definitely 80-85 levels can be seen in the near term future. So if you're having any long positions, you can definitely hold on. Downside, it has a very good support at around 72 to 73 rupees. So keeping that as a stop loss, you can hold on. Any momentum towards to 82 to 85 rupees, one can definitely utilize to exit the long positions.
Okay, so that's a foods and ints that we are looking at. But next we have Navya, who's calling to us from Visakhapatnam. Hi Navya, how can we help you today?
Hi, very good morning. I have 1,050 shares of Sober Reality. I bought it at a price of 550 per share. So I want to know whether it is right time to book profits, or can I hold it more? I can hold it for another 1 year.
Okay, first of all, congratulations on the great profit that you're making. It's a 10 lakh of a figure that we are looking. So firstly, just want to understand from you, what was the key reason that you had entered in this particular counter? Was it fundamentals which is driving you, or was there any other particular reason?
Yeah, it was the fundamentals, and also at that time it is a realty sector which I was interested in. So
any other stocks that you have from this sector?
No, only Soba.
Okay, Soba is what you have. So in that case, let me go across to Lancelot. Lancelot, what would your view be with regards to Soba Realty? She's already made a profit of 10 lakh and can continue to hold it for a period of 1 year. Now, what we've seen for real estate this year, as the index has not done particularly well. So are valuations now back on track for her to continue to hold it?
So I think the stock is actually still, fairly valued in terms of its expensive. It trades at a higher multiple, as compared to its 5-year trailing multiple. And if you look at the business growth, I think the business growth will continue to be relatively strong. But if you look at profitability, I think profitability may see some kind of an impact on the downside, given that you are seeing cost of inputs increasing. There is a little bit of difficulty as far as sales in the lower segment. We are seeing the middle segment actually is seeing a little bit of lower sales going forward. But so I think on that basis, better to book profits and and wait with book at least partial profits and wait for a correction, and one can then accumulate stock gain.
Got that view, Lancelot. On Sobha Realty is that, and definitely a lot of profits that that you were sitting on. So that's a key one to watch. The next one that we're getting is from Hyderabad. Sai has a stock query for us. Sai, very good morning. Welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Yeah, I have a query on LIC.
Okay.
I bought it 100 shares at the price of 1150. I can hold it for 2 to 3 years.
Okay, you can hold it for 2 to 3 years. And Sai, did you recently enter the stock? When have you entered the stock, and what was the rationale?
1 year back. 1 year back.
1 year back. And what was the rationale before entering the stock? Is it largely the brand name?
Sorry, I didn't.
No, I was just asking your rationale for entering the stock, because the stock I know has been hurting a lot of investors' portfolio. So did you enter the stock largely because of the brand name that LIC has?
Yeah, because of brand name only.
Okay. Lancelot, on LIC, Sai has bought it at 1150, and it's been one that's been difficult for investors to swallow. What would you recommend?
So I think one should look at moving out of LIC and move to companies which are the private sector companies who are seeing some amount of traction, both in terms of market share and improvement in margins. So that is something that one can look at.
Got it. And that's Lancelot's view on LIC. But we have another query on WhatsApp, and Reshma Bhatia from Pune has asking this question on LG India. It's also a query that we have been getting. A lot of investors bought in post listing. She's bought in at 1,545 and asking if she should hold on for the short term. Swati, again a tough question for you because it's a very limited time frame on charts. But what would you recommend Reshma to do?
I will suggest to book the profits at the current market price, because from last 2 trading session we are witnessing a profit bookings, and today the counter has given the breakdown of the 20 days moving average, which is the short term moving averages, and the selling pressure is likely to be seen in the near term future, and which will take a stock towards 1600 or 1580 levels. So suggest to book the profits at the current market price.
Got the view. We have another caller actually right now coming in from Bengaluru. Som is dialing in for a stock query. Som, very good morning. Welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Yeah, good morning to all of you. I bought WeWork shares in IPO for around 646 rupees.
Okay.
Can I hold it? I'm a long term. I can invest. Is it? Please suggest whether I can hold or switch over to other stocks.
And Som, buying into WeWork again largely on brand name, or is there some specific rationale before you entered the stock? Maybe it can help other investors as well.
Okay.
So I was just asking you, what was the rationale before entering the stock, or largely based on the brand name?
Okay, yeah, it's on brand name and it was an IPO debut, so I thought I can make some short-term gain.
Got it.
Based on that.
Got it. It'll be difficult for Swati to give a view because it's very, very recently listed. Lancelot, any view that you have either directly on WeWork or the co-working space, what would you recommend?
So if one looks at the longer term outlook, the co-working space is going to grow because we have seen demand for such type of facilities across various metros, and that is definitely. But if you look at the valuation, the stock is trading at a high valuation. It factored in almost all the positives that came through with the IPO. So since he's in profit, one should look at booking profits here and wait for a correction to accumulate the stock.
The next question that's coming in is on Cochin Shipyard, and G. Patil is asking for a 1 month view if it's a good time to enter. Swati?
So just hold on for some more time. Any dips towards 216, 20, 15, 90 levels are the very good support levels for this particular stock. At that point of time, you can definitely create a fresh long positions for a target of 1700 to 1750.
And that's on Cochin Shipyard. 1750 is what you have to watch. Akhil is now dialing in for a stock query from Vijayawada. Akhil, very good morning and welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Akhil. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I want to know if it is right time to enter into either Yatharth Hospital or KEC International. Reason being, we saw a dip in both of the stocks in recent times. One due to promoter selling and other one due to some business conflict.
Yes, Akhil, firstly, you're right on both those counts. Do you hold any stocks in either of those sectors? Do you hold any hospital stocks or similar to KEC, anyone in the capital goods right now in your portfolio?
Similar to KEC, I'm holding Vikran Engineering.
Vikran Engineering, okay. And Lancelot, let me come to you. It's an interesting one that Akhil has seen. He's seen the price correction on both those aspects. Yatharth, largely promoter selling, as he rightly mentioned. Any view on KEC International or Yatharth? Either he should enter for the long term, and if not from the sectors, what else do you like?
So I think as far as KEC International is concerned, one shouldn't, enter at this point in time, because I think, such type of issues could lead in the company getting less orders. And if you look at the valuations of KE, it's already trading at a very high multiple. So KEC International, I would probably stay away from. I would look at Yatharth. It has 2,500 beds, hospitals in about 4 states, has been doing reasonably well. There is good demand and growth. We are seeing some growth from the hospital sector. So this one, I think you can look at accumulating the stock, over a period of time, should give you good results as well.
Got it. Lancelot, we have another query now coming from Vadodara. Milan is dialing in for a stock query. Milan, very good morning to you and welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Yeah, good morning, sir. This is Dr. Milan from Baroda, Gujarat.
Anji.
Actually, I'm having a share of GSRC.
GRSC, okay.
291 shares I'm having. I'm holding right now.
Okay.
Actually, on price of 2991, 192 shares.
Okay.
And actually, मेरे पास जो शेयर थे वो डिप हुआ आज मार्केट, तो मैंने और इन्वेस्ट कर दिए. So I'm bid now right 64,000 के लॉस. तो क्या मैं ये स्टॉक होल्ड कर सकता हूँ?
तो मिलन, आपने आज के भाव में भी थोड़े शेयर लिए, करेक्ट?
एग्जैक्टली. और मेरी जो एवरेज बनती है वो 2991 है सर.
ओके.
192 शेयर है मेरे पास.
ओके, गॉट इट. समझ गया आपका सवाल मिलन. मिलन, जाने से पहले वडोदरा में वेदर कैसा है, क्योंकि मैं वीकेंड पे आने वाला हूँ. आने लायक है इस हफ्ते?
क्वाइट फाइन सर, वेरी गुड. बहुत अच्छा है वेदर.
बढ़िया. बढ़िया मिलन जी. ठीक है, मैं आपका स्टॉक क्वेरी ले लेता हूँ. लैंसलॉट, GRSC पे मिलन होल्ड कर रहे हैं ऑलमोस्ट 192 शेयर्स, 2991. उन्होंने आज के डिप में भी थोड़ा बाय इन किया है. क्या रेकमेंड करेंगे आप मिलन को?
तो आई थिंक ये जो स्टॉक है बहुत एक्सपेंसिव वैल्यूएशन है. उसका प्राइस अर्निंग्स रेशियो ऑलमोस्ट 70 टाइम्स फ्यूचर अर्निंग्स है. और जो ऑर्डर उनको मिले हैं वो सही ऑर्डर बुक ग्रो हो रहा है, लेकिन एग्जीक्यूशन, ये जो शिपयार्ड्स है वो एग्जीक्यूशन 3 या 5 साल रहते हैं, और एग्जीक्यूशन में भी कभी कभी डिलेज हो जाता है और प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इतना सस्टेन नहीं होता है. सो आई थिंक वन शुड लुक एट एग्जिटिंग दिस एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम.
Got it. Well, viewers, it's time for a second round of the rapid fire for this edition of Ask Profit. Lancelot as well as Swati, you know the drill. Buy, sell and hold if you can, so that we can take as many queries. Is there a right time to enter Zentech? Swati, what would you recommend?
The current level, I will not suggest to take a long position. Any dips goes to 1300, definitely one can go for long.
Suzlon bought on May 30th this year at 73. Should he hold or sell, Swati?
Hold with a stop loss of a 52. Upside levels can be seen towards to 58 to 60 levels.
Is it a good time to enter CG Power? It is a high stock in terms of valuations, Lancelot?
Yeah, one can look at adding it at this point, in lots.
The next one's Inox Wind, bought at 138 rupees. Naveen is asking if you should hold on or sell, Swati?
Yes, you can definitely hold on for immediate target of a 140 to 145 levels by keeping a strict stop loss of 130 rupees.
Divi Slap is what is a viewer Bathula is holding at 6,550, asking a short-term view. Swati?
View is positive. You can hold on. Positive momentum can be seen above 6,500 levels, which will take a stock towards 68 to 6,900 levels. So it's only from went.
Hyundai India is the next one. Our viewers bought, Jaskirat has bought it at 1,930 rupees, asking if he should continue to hold, Lancelot.
One can book profits actually.
The next one, it's an interesting query. A viewer is starting to invest right now. Farzana is asking where can he invest 5,000 rupees for the next 1 year, Lancelot?
So very difficult. I think it's probably better to buy Nifty Next 50 index and stay invested in it.
GM Breweries 1190. What should he do, Swati?
GM Breweries, definitely you can hold on for a target of 1100 to 1200 rupees. 980 is acting as a crucial support level, so you can hold on.
1-year view on GMR Infra, Lancelot?
I think it's positive. One can look at holding for the period of time.
Central Bank at 39 rupees. What should we do, Swati?
You can definitely hold on this particular counter. I'm looking for a target of at least 40 rupees to 42.
Trent at current valuations. What should we do, Swati?
Trend at the current levels, you can hold on the long positions. 4350 to 4400 levels can be seen in the upper side.
Union Bank at the current level, Swati, should he exit?
No, I will suggest to hold on. More positive momentum can be seen up to 165 levels, so it's a hold from my end.
Well, Swati as well as Lancelot, thanks so much for joining in today. We have solved 50 queries, so appreciate both your time, patience as well as wisdom on all these stock queries. But with that, viewers, that's all the time we have on this edition of Fast Profit. Thanks so much for helping us hit another half century in terms of queries. KYC comes up next.
Mumbai is crazy in terms of traffic. You have to be very creative. By the way, just like even tech cannot predict Mumbai traffic. We made a kind of beautiful business here, and it's ready, just like we are ready to pass it. In India, trust is actually key to the success, and the more just like you build the trust, the more you will succeed. Regarding the brand name, if I may say that we made a mistake.
The NDTV Profit has come a long ways.
You are the new schools and colleges which people are getting access to education from.
नहीं बढ़िया आपके काम किया आपके तो नाम में प्रॉफिट लगा हुआ भाई.
In the world of money and markets, the real currency is clarity.
So you guys have democratized information, and I think first you seeded the market, now the market is seeding you back out there.
Decisive, discerning, distinct. NDTV Profit isn't just business news.
We are like visiting faculty occasionally who come and get a chance to share what we can, but I think it's a great service.
It's the new language of markets, and the voices that move markets know it. Understand markets, decode money through the masters who shape them.
I think you're trying to get knowledge to smaller cities and towns, making it simple for retail investors. I think what you're doing is also contributing to the Indian capital markets and Indian economy.
When leaders speak of markets, they speak to NDTV Profit.
The NDTV Profit has come a long ways.
You are the new schools and colleges which people are getting access to education from.
नहीं बढ़िया आपके काम किया आपके तो नाम में प्रॉफिट लगा हुआ भाई.
In the world of money and markets, the real currency is clarity.